What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? It's your boy, StephenMotivate, back again with another episode of The Journey to Freedom. I'm so glad you're here with me. And today we're going to talk about 5 traits that the rich have mastered that you can too, especially if you're black. All right, so let's get into it. Number 1, action over excuses. Rich people understand that you've got to take action. Even imperfect action is better than taking no action at all. Many times, especially if you're a black person, you're trying to figure out what's the right way to do it. What's the best way to do it? And because you're trying to figure that out, you're not doing it. And when you hesitate to act, you end up being in the last place, right? You've heard the phrase before, he who hesitates is last. We've got to learn how to act and act quickly. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be, exactly the way you thought it would be, but you have to take action and you have to do it even when it's imperfect. So taking imperfect action will help you get to your bag, get rich, get the amount of money you want to make. But you've got to have the mindset that I'm going to take action even when it's not perfect. You've got to move quickly and figure things out later. Too many times we're trying to make it perfect, trying to make it, exactly the way we thought it would be. But if you move quickly, you'll be moving like the rich. They take action and they don't make excuses. All right, number 2, a lot of rich people are lifelong learners. They understand the power of learning. It's so important that we have books, that we have mentors, that we have people around us, community that can help us learn, help us grow. You've got to be learning new things. And many times, if you're like me or like most of us, you don't particularly like school. I was talking to a friend the other day, and I was telling them that, hey, another friend of ours is going back to school. And they said, what? Why would they do that? Why would anybody want to go back to school? And yes, school can be hard. School can be a lot of pressure. School can be annoying. And you always want to figure out, well, when are you going to graduate, or how fast can you graduate? But the thing about school is it is one environment where you can learn. But the good thing is it's not the only environment where you can learn. You can learn in a multitude of ways. And the thing is, if you're going to be rich and if you're going to act like the rich act, you've got to think like the rich think. And they are always thinking about learning. How can you learn more? How can you learn more about the stock market? How can you learn more about investing? How can you learn more about real estate? How can you learn more about life insurance? These are things you need to understand and learn, and you've got to be committed to learning always because things change. If you're living in 2025 and seeing what the stock market is doing right now, things are up, down, all around. But you have to constantly be learning to understand, how do I maneuver in this environment? Most Americans now require a side hustle of some sort just to make ends meet. And I want to help you learn how to do it the right way. So click the link below or visit the website, and I'd love to help you get your side hustle started today. This is why it's important to remain a student. Remain a student in your thinking and in your approach. I've told you this before. Don't act like you know. Even if you do know, don't act like you know. It's better to play ignorant. It's better to play as if you don't know so you can learn that one thing that you're missing that might propel you to the next level. Lifelong learning. Growth is the real flex. It's not just money or not just being at one place. It's that continuous growth. That's really when you know you're operating with the same characteristics that the rich have mastered. All right, number 3, calculated risk-taking. Calculated risk-taking. Safe money does not build empires. Safe money don't make no money. Scared money don't make no money. You've heard that before. You cannot be scared to take a risk. You cannot be scared to actually try something you've never tried before. And when you do that, when you think that way, you're actually operating in what they call a growth mindset. Because you're willing to take a risk, because you're willing to think differently and do something you've never done before, you're actually stretching yourself. So just as if you stretched a piece of plastic or metal, you're actually expanding just by taking a risk. You're actually expanding. So when you think about risk taking and you think about the rich, they're not afraid. They're not afraid to take a calculated risk. That doesn't mean they take silly risks. That doesn't mean they just do anything without research. No, they're strategic in their moves. But that strategy, being strategic in your risk taking, is what will set you free, is what will allow you to get to freedom. So if you're thinking about the new business, don't just flippantly start it. Do some research. Be a lifelong learner. Think about, how can I start the business in the best way where I can get customers and make money right away? How can I do it in a way where I'm not so scared to do it, but I'm also doing it in a way that's somewhat safe and calculated, but I am willing to take the risk. Take the risk so I can grow. Take the risk so my money can grow, my mind can grow, and I can get to that next level in my journey to freedom. The rich have mastered this. They take calculated risks. They're not scared to put their money out there. People say, especially now, I know a few weeks ago when President Trump made all these announcements about tariffs, I lost like $9,000 in 1 month. It was a massive amount of money because he made all these changes, right? But I didn't stop investing. I've kept all of my automatic investing that I've talked to you about before. They're all on. I'm still investing, even though the market is going up and down. Why? Because I'm willing to take calculated risks and not be scared. And while it seems like a crazy time and we should take our money and run, it's actually a time where a lot of millionaires can be created. So, number 3, if you're going to think like the rich, you got to act like the rich. And one of the things they do is they take calculated risks. This Fuel Your Freedom Challenge is all about helping you get the tools so you can put the gas behind your dreams, put the pedal behind your hopes and behind your goals. I want to help you do that. I'm excited that you're here. Click the link. Let's get signed up, and I'll see you on the other side. Fuel your freedom. Get ready. Number 4, asset ownership. Income pays bills. Assets build wealth. Income pays bills. Assets build wealth. So you've got to be committed to growing your asset base. You can't just be focused on having a job, right? A job will get you more income, and that's good. But it's only as good as you're able to take that job income and turn it into assets. So asset ownership is what the rich are focused on. They have mastered the idea of not being so focused on how much money do I make, how much debt do I have. They're not as concerned about that as they are concerned about the assets that they have. Ownership is the way. Own something. You've heard me talk about it. You've heard me repeat it over and over and over. You have to think like an owner. You've got to think like an owner. If you were the owner of this business, if you were the owner of this relationship, if you were the owner of this account, how would you think? You've got to think like an owner. You should be, even in your daily walks, in your daily practices, when you get on a piece of land and you see a piece of trash, you should pick up that piece of trash and throw it away. Why? Because if you own that land, which you will someday, you would take care of that land. You wouldn't just be littering and right. You typically see no connection between what a person does with their trash and their mindset, but it tells you something. When you go into the bathroom at your job and it's just all messy and people have just splashed water everywhere, why don't you take an extra paper towel and kind of clean things up? Why? Because that's how an owner would think. An owner would think, I can't have people coming in here and this place be a mess. We have to think ownership. Why? Because income pays bills, but assets build generational wealth. And when you own assets, you're on your way to freedom. All right, number 5. Hey, do you like what you're hearing? If so, let's not stop here. Click the link below and join my email list so I can come and provide you valuable information about your mindset, about the market, about everything you need to build your freedom. Click the link. Let's start today. Emotional control. Rich people don't panic, they plan. And too many black people get too emotional. Yeah, a lot of people get emotional, but I'm talking to black people right now. We've got to learn to stay calm. Everything is not a fight. Everything is not something to get aggressive over or to get super sad. Oh, I'm never going to make it. If you stay calm, if you operate in emotional control and emotional intelligence, you'll actually have a better chance of planning instead of panicking. Okay, how can I plan my way out of this? Okay, I just lost my job. What can I do next? And sure, it's natural to have some sort of emotional response. What's not natural is to learn how to control those emotions. And the rich have mastered how to control and manage their emotional health. It's called emotional intelligence. When you can understand and sense when you're about to lose control emotionally, you're about to yell, you're about to cry, you're about to explode. That's good if you understand it. Because if you understand your emotions, you can actually channel them and use them to your benefit, right? If we stay calm right now in this world of investing, we'll make better decisions. If we panic, we'll pull all our money out. We'll be so scared. We'll stop investing. We'll turn off everything. And when everything goes back up, we'll miss out on the great gains we could have achieved and we could have received simply because we got emotional. So wealth requires wisdom, not just hustle. You can't just run around and do 1,000 things and be booked and busy. That's nice, but once you get the money, in order to keep it, you've got to remain emotionally intelligent and, in plainer words, just stay calm. It's gonna be all right if you stay calm. The rich understand this. They have mastered this. We as black people, we're some of the most emotional and, and for sometimes it's to our benefit, right? We know how to express ourselves. We know how to speak loud. We know how to speak soft. We know how to, not be taken advantage of. And we've had to do that at sometimes because we come from generations of people that have been taken advantage of, that have been treated poorly. So we've had to learn how to stand up for ourselves. But right now, we've got to learn how to be emotionally intelligent, how to stay calm. That is what's going to help us get to the bag. And the revolution that we're seeking for is going to come, but it also is going to have to be financed. And somebody's got to have the money behind it. You could be the person that has the money if you learn how to master these traits that the rich have mastered. Let's go through them one last time. Action over perfection. Lifelong learners. You got to take smart and calculated risks. Asset ownership is what's important. And number 5, you got to learn how to stay calm. It's all going to be all right if you learn how to stay calm. Look, I hope this helped you as much as it's helped me. If you learn these things, if you learn how to master these characteristics that the rich have learned to master, you will be on your way to freedom. I guarantee it. Until next time, I want you to do one thing, and that's to stay motivated. It's your boy, StephenMotivate. Peace.